Hello everyone, I'm Alex Manners, I'm 23 and I have autism. And you may remember me when I came down to visit you at Viacom last year for National Inclusion Week, where I presented a talk all about my Asperger's. And since then I've been doing lots and lots of great things, so I've presented lots more talks on my Asperger's to universities, companies. I even presented a talk a few weeks ago to over 100 students at a college, so I've been presenting lots of talks. I've also played the main character in a radio play all about autism, and I've started my own Travelling with a Hidden Disability campaign. And another thing that I've done is, last year I was filmed for a show on Channel 4 called The Undatables, and since I came down to do my talk for you guys, I've seen that episode now. I went down to London to watch it, and I'm going to be on The Undatables next Wednesday at 9 o'clock, so that will be really exciting. So what actually is autism? Well, autism is a disability that affects how we communicate and relate to other people and how we view the world around us. So typically, people with autism can struggle to have conversations and to process language. They have sensory difficulties. They may struggle to have conversations, and they may have also things like a love of routine. They may have a specialist subject that they're really obsessed with. They also may get stressed very easily over very small things. So that's just a little bit about what autism is. And I have Asperger's, which is a form of autism on what's known as the autism spectrum. So, I believe it's really important to raise awareness for autism. And I think one of the most important things is just understanding that everyone with autism is different. So as the saying goes, once you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. And throughout my life, especially when I was at school, I felt like a lot of the teachers had a preconceived idea about what autism was. So, for example, they thought, well, people with autism can't look you in the eye, for example, and because I can look you in the eye, I think they couldn't really see what was wrong. And so that's, really important to understand that everyone with autism is different. And also, as well as, having an awareness for what autism is, I think it's really important to have empathy for the individual. So, you just having empathy and understanding that, rules may need to be changed slightly. So, someone with autism may not like to sit by the window because it's too bright for them. And, also that, they may need a little bit of a timeout. So someone with autism, if they become overloaded with information, for example, they may need 5 minutes just to go and relax in a quiet place so that they can relax and make themselves have calm down and have a better day. So that's really important. And also, people with autism have a lot of really wonderful talents that they can bring to a workplace environment. So it's understanding that, we do have a lot of positive elements that we can bring. And, something for me, for example, is I've got a really good memory, so I can remember things from years and years ago. So that's just one of my, as I call them, autism or Asperger's superpowers. So, those are really important things to remember when we're raising awareness about autism. And, I would encourage everyone to go onto your HR system called Spot and share if you have a disability or if you have autism, because telling someone that you have autism is really important, because that person can then give you some support if you need it. They can then, because you may not feel comfortable telling other people, but if there's one person that you feel comfortable enough to share that you've got a disability such as autism, that's really invaluable, because then you can get the help and support that you need, and people will understand maybe that you do need a little bit of extra time to process information or to carry out a task. So telling someone is definitely really important. And, the times that we're in at the moment with coronavirus and COVID-19 has been really challenging for someone like myself with Asperger's, because people with autism like to have a daily routine and a schedule. So having that all, changed completely in a really short space of time is really challenging. And I think one of the most challenging things about COVID-19 for me is the uncertainty of things. If I knew that in 3 or 4 weeks we would be going back to normal, I could process and plan those 3 or 4 weeks and plan what I was doing. But because no one really knows when we're going to go back to normal, that can be really challenging. And I have had 1 or 2 panic attacks thinking about it. But, I'm just trying to keep myself positive and doing lots and lots of things during the day that help me to cope with the situation. And I think another challenging thing is, the rules are constantly changing. So once we get used to sort of one rule, it then sort of changes or they adapt it. So that's quite challenging. But what I'm trying to do is keep as many of the things in my normal daily routine the same in my new routine throughout the lockdown period. And I think it's just staying positive, and as well as having lots of things to do, it's also doing things that you enjoy to take your mind off all your stresses and worries. And one of the ways that I'm keeping busy is every single morning I'm filming a blog video. So I've started a new COVID-19 blog on my YouTube channel called The Alex Manners. So every single morning I'm filming a video, and I'm talking about the positive things that people with Asperger's and other people can do each day to keep themselves active and positive. I'm also talking about the struggles that people with Asperger's can face in these challenging times, and I talk about the things that I was doing the day before and what I'm going to be doing today. So it's a really fun thing that people can go and watch via my YouTube channel. So I really hope you've enjoyed my video and you've learned a little bit more about autism, and that you all have a fantastic World Autism Awareness Week.